Many of you may be familiar with the opioid epidemic in America. Perhaps you have a friend or a loved one who's been affected by the drug. According to the Center of Disease Control, opioids are involved with over 49,000 deaths in America. Half of these are attributed to prescription drugs. As a former drug addict and near statistic, I was intrigued by this topic and found a TED Talk called The Agony of Opioid Withdrawal and What the Doctors Should Tell Patients About It. The talk was given by Travis Reeder, an esteemed bioethics professor who nearly lost his life as a result of the addiction to the opioid oxycodone. His talk relates his journey from being a prestigious professor to a drug addict who wanted to go off of the medications but didn't have the support that he needed to get help. He first knew he had a problem when the doctor suggested that he go off of the extraordinarily high dosage of oxycodone, and he put him on a very acute withdrawal. He describes the pain as the struggle as absolute hell. He said that the symptoms were like a very severe flu, and he described the symptoms as extreme wavering between high body temperature, restlessness, sleepiness and insomnia, shakes, nausea, and the pain that was still there. At week 2, he said he just felt awful, but he wanted to stick it out. At week 3, he was sick all the time and consulted a pain management specialist who just suggested that he go back on the meds and deal with the withdrawals later. At week 4, he was overwhelmed by the sickness. He recounted with tears that he felt suicidal at that point. He was so overwhelmed by the pain and the frustration. At this point, he reached out to the health professionals who only referred him to a methadone clinic, but the methadone clinic only had a wait list. He didn't have time to wait. He admitted defeat and decided to go back on the meds. He got a prescription for the lowest dose, put the pill bottle on the nightstand, and left it there. At 8 minutes and 53 seconds into the speech, he was met with applause from the audience as he relays that he didn't touch the medication and he quit cold turkey. His story is important because the epidemic is like no other. He relates that 12.5 million people abused opioids in one form or another in 2015. Whose job is it to maintain the prescriptions? Is it the doctor or the patients who are the casualty? When meds are responsible for tens of thousands of deaths each year, something must be done to prevent them. Despite the lack of responsibility of doctors warning patients about the dangers of opioids becoming addictive, Mr. Reeder believes 2 things. 1, that opioids are indeed important for pain relief. And 2, we can fight the epidemic by properly managing opioids. Thank you.